on that you're pregnant, it's still a clump of cells, a gathering of cells. So this part of abortion that you're showing right here would have to be after 9 weeks when the fetus is developed. So how do you feel about how do you feel about abortion within the first 4 weeks of pregnancy before it's actually a fetus and it's still a division of cells?
Well, you're being a bigot who's discriminating based on physical characteristics, because everybody begins as an embryo with their own DNA separate from the mother's DNA. Those first stages of life, everybody has to live through those stages of life and look like that. So we shouldn't discriminate just because you're living where everybody has to live as part of the. Yeah.
Why?
Because she's discriminating against people based on their age.
She asked a question. This is a debate. We're having free speech. There's no reason you're dude.
Well, I can tell her she's a bigot if she's a bigot.
There's no reason.
I need to show her that she's discriminating.
Okay, but there's a different way. That's why
You have the right to call her a bigot, but you also
are not
have the
listening to
right
your message. Like I said, I don't have a, I'm just putting devil's advocate trying to learn. There's no reason for you to call her a bigot.
Well, she's justifying murder through bigotry. So she needs to be called out about that.
Everybody here is trying to learn. Everybody has opinions. Everybody has. Hey, let's all be adults. Everybody has questions. Everybody, there's no reason for you to call her a bigot. Besides, I bet you're older than everybody here. Be mature.
Another question.
So is it wrong to rebuke people? Is it wrong to rebuke people when they're defending murder? Is it not the time to rebuke people?
When I ask you a certain question, was I all of a sudden defending murder? I'm asking you a question. You don't know why I'm asking a question. I'm gonna be learning. I'm gonna be trying to see what's going on.
Okay.
Now you cannot call me a bigot because I may not understand something and I'm asking you something.
Well, I think she's old enough to understand that people are alive and human beings in that stage, and so there's no excuse for her to not know what she's talking about.
If people should know this, then why are you coming here trying to inform people? Because
to bring their awareness to it.
Exactly, because they may not be knowledgeable to you. Yes. So somebody's coming to you in a formal mindset and they're just asking questions. Maybe you can change your mind or not. There's no reason for you to now say, "Oh, you are a bigot." Because I bet you there are certain questions I'll ask you don't know. I can say you're an ignorant, racist bigot. That would make me a bigot.
So I have a question.
Because I'm not even giving you a chance to learn, to figure out what you're. No, you can't.
Well, I think it's important for people to understand when they're discriminating.
I think I have a valid question. What do you consider a human? All right. Do you consider a sperm before it's developed a heartbeat, before it's developed a conscious, more of a person than the underage girl who has to get the abortion? Which one do you consider more of a person?
Everybody's a person from conception.
Yeah.
We're having a conversation out here, that's all.
So you conceive the fetus that's not even a fetus, yeah? It's basically still sperm. It hasn't developed a heartbeat, it hasn't developed a conscious, but the underage girl who's probably like 13 wanting to get the abortion, it's like a conception thing for you to consider her like an actual person.
Well, how do you know they're not conscious? Because I believe they're conscious at conception. So what? So they're just smaller. We shouldn't discriminate against people because they're smaller, right? And they're less developed.
If they're conscious, they can tell you.
Wait. You believe they're conscious, but they don't even have a brain yet. So
right. Why do you believe that consciousness originates in the brain?
Scientifically, they are not conscious. Like they can't think. They don't have a brain.
Y'all make way for him.
No. So, because I'm operating from a biblical worldview, in the biblical worldview, your consciousness doesn't come from your brain. After your brain is dead, after you die, you're still conscious in the biblical worldview.
We're not talking about biblical because if we want to bring on biblical abortion did happen in the Bible. It did happen in the Bible.
But it wasn't sanctioned. It wasn't. God never said it's okay.
The Bible also has a recipe on how to abort a child.
You can have abortions without their water.
No, that's Numbers 4, and it doesn't say anything about abortion. What was that?
You can have abortions without them being enforced. You can have abortion just from losing a baby without you even wanting to have an abortion. And that did happen in the Bible too.
You're saying people having miscarriages?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's not what I'm protesting.
Yeah, but that happened in the Bible. So
I mean, a lot of things happen in the Bible. It's about what the Bible sanctions.
Any babies to die? What about that? What about when women lost babies?
Well, I'm talking about what humans are required to do by God. God is the ultimate judge. We're not. So he has the prerogative to kill people when he wants to. We don't.
They didn't have abortion clinics in the Bible because that was over 2,000 years ago. So how would they know about abortion clinics?
Well, Exodus 21 says that if two men are struggling together and they hit a pregnant woman, if the baby comes out and there's harm done, it's life for life. So if you kill a preborn baby, you get the death penalty. That's what God says about preborn children. That's the value that they have.
Okay.
What's the death penalty? What is this?
The death penalty is what it's Genesis 9:6 says, if any man sheds man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed.
Yeah, did you also know that rape is a sin?
Yes.
Yeah, so if a man rapes an underage girl and she gets pregnant, that's a sin.
Punish the rapist, not the baby. The baby didn't commit the rape, right?
So what if it's a younger girl?
Yeah, what if she's gonna die if she has the baby? She needs to get the abortion. It's either her or the baby.
You do whatever you can to save both of them.
That doesn't work like that.
Okay, so
Yes. You can take the baby out early and put the baby on life support.
It doesn't work like that.
You know they didn't have life support 2,000 years ago. You know that, right?
Sure, but they do now. And I'm saying don't intentionally kill people.
They do now, but you're not talking about now. You're talking about biblical times.
No, I'm talking about how biblical time, how God's word affects what we do now.
So if we're gonna go by everything in the Bible, they didn't have life support in the Bible.
Right. It's irrelevant. You do what you can to save people, no matter what the situation
If
is.
we were really going on by things that happened during biblical times, like so many people would be dead right now.
I'm talking about what God prescribes, what He commands in the Bible.
Not only would preemies be dead, the mother would also be dead because they did not have life support back then. If we're doing
Right.
everything
That
by
would be
the
unfortunate.
Bible,
That would be a tragedy.
No science is involved, right? No science? No science is involved?
Sure. I mean,
Because you want to go by biblical, you don't want to go by science?
well, God's word establishes an epistemological foundation for doing science. Like if God doesn't exist,
You're contradicting yourself.
no.
Now
I'm-
you're contradicting yourself because before you said based on biblical, not based on law, not based on science. So now you're
No, I didn't say no science. I'm saying you can't do science unless Christianity is true. How do you know that any given scientific experiment actually happened and that it's not an illusion in your
Okay,
consciousness?
so then explain dinosaurs. Dinosaurs isn't anywhere in the Bible. But
No. So, actually, the Bible does describe a dinosaur in the book of Job. But how do you do any science? How can you do science if you're trusting in a worldview in which the only type of consciousness is limited, and you could always be wrong about what you think is true?
But it's not wrong because X-rays exist.
How do you know that? How do you know that X-rays exist?
How do I know X-rays exist? Because you can walk into a hospital. They can show you.
How do you know that's not an illusion in your consciousness?
People go to school for 8 years just.
How do you know your consciousness is not deceiving you? Do you believe that?
People who go to school for years and years and years to study how to build.
No.
Life-
I am serious. This is basic philosophy.
Did you wrestle?
Yes.
Did you do a hydration test?
What do you mean?
Did you do a hydration test? Every wrestler has to do a hydration test to limit how much weight you can cut to determine your weight class.
Maybe I did. I can't remember.
Is that not science or not? Did you weigh in?
No,
Did you weigh in?
I'm saying.
Did you weigh in before
Yes,
you wrestled? Is that
because
science
the
or not?
biblical worldview is true. I can understand what's true about reality.
Because you trusted a scale to know your weight.
Exactly.
Come on.
In the
If
Christian
you
worldview, I can
you
do that
cannot-
because God's
if you
revealed to me that
cannot
human
carry-
beings exist
if you
and do
cannot carry
things.
that same thing into almost everything you do, that's what you're saying. You're
I'm
contradicting yourself.
no,
Because
I'm
you
not.
said an X-ray could be an illusion because how do you know that? You wrestled. You definitely took a hydration test. Every wrestler had. I wrestled damn near my whole life. You have to take an hydration test to know how much weight you're allowed to cut.
Right. Please
that's
let me
an
explain.
illusion.
Please let me
That's an
explain.
illusion.
I'm saying if Christianity is not true and there's no revelation from the all-knowing being to find our finite minds, then for all we know, this is just a giant matrix. You know, how do you know that I exist? How do you know that any of these people exist? If God has not revealed to us that humans exist, how do you know that humans exist?
That's where he's going.
No, can you prove it?
So you think,
Because you
just because certain things aren't in the Bible that they could be illusion of the mind?
I'm saying if you're not basing your worldview in the Bible, if you're not trusting in revelation from omniscience, your finite mind could always be wrong about what you think is true, right? You could always be wrong about what you think is true if you don't know everything.
You have to acknowledge the fact that the Bible was literally written 2,000 years ago, before science was before X-rays even existed, before cars even existed.
Yeah, God has always known everything from all eternity.
They didn't have abortion health. They didn't have a lot of the things that they have now. So of course, it's not going to be written in the Bible.
I just are you sure? Who that? Because that thing got on me too. I want to get it. You want to touch it?
Thanks, man. So, God has always existed, and so because His eternal, all-knowing mind has always existed, we can trust what's in the Bible, because it comes from His all-knowing mind that's always existed. If God has not revealed to us the true nature of reality, then there's no way for your finite mind to be justified in your beliefs, because you could always be wrong, because you don't know everything. I don't know everything, so why would I put my faith in a worldview in which the only type of consciousness is consciousness that is limited?
You put your faith in reality. You put your faith in basically things that were written 2,000 years ago.
Yes, in revelation from God, which is still relevant today, because it's His law. Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
throwing smoothies at Bree. They threw smoothie at him like, that shit hit me.
Thanks, man.
I'm trying to get right now. Like,
That shit got on my shoes. That's gonna be on TikTok. That shit put it like over it.
I ain't gonna lie, that's fake out of pocket. Whoever did that.
Yeah, that's
Whoever did that, you a coward. And I smack the shit out of you.
So you might want to